Hey guys, Sir Owen Disney here. It is Tuesday, and we're going to talk a little Monday Night Raw. This is the go-home edition to Extreme Rules. And of course, I'm not alone via the magical powers of Skype, at least until it drops, which it usually does. I am joined by our popcaster from across the pond, my good friend Ashley. Ashley, welcome.
How the fuck do you see out of that thing? Sorry, what?
See out of what? You need to explain yourself here.
Nobody will ever know. No, that's going to be a secret.
Yeah, that's like...
Some people will know.
Did you... Yeah, no lie. Me. Did you watch the review this week? The movie reviews?
No, because anything with Unfriended I'm trying to stay away from, because it's like... No, I'm not interested in the franchise, please.
Unfriended is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's definitely a recommendation from me, and definitely from AJ. No, it's funny because the video starts out with a review of Paul Blart A-Hole, and
oh, yeah.
That's what it's called.
Bit.
Huh?
That's the bit that I stayed for.
Yeah. No one knows the reason why. And we're not going to tell you guys either. Maybe someday. That's AJ's call, not mine. So yeah, those are those little inside jokes that we do right before we start filming, and it's a ha-ha for me, and everybody else is like, what? Everybody turns into Michael Pena. So, let's talk about Raw, shall we? Albany, New York. Alright? I thought it was Texas. I was wrong. It's Albany, New York.
Albany is not in Texas.
No, it is not. Maybe there's an Albany in Texas, who knows? It seems like a lot of places have, like, different cities in different states, but that's another story for another time. So, the show starts with the steel cage that is high above the ring, and it slowly starts to drop. And I'm thinking, Randy Orton's going to come out, isn't he? Sure enough, Randy Orton comes out. Do you find it a rib that his gear, his new shirt says, "In my veins"?
Well, Ribbit Cena for the accusation of steroids.
Indeed. So, lately I've been noticing that the WWE, by and large, have been trying to push slowly away from that TV PG rating. They're really trying to push the envelope a little bit.
Well, of course, because the envelope is labeled "Do Not Bend."
Yeah, no lie. So, Orton calls Rollins a dumb bastard. He says, the RKO is my weapon? No, that's untrue. My weapon is basically inflicting unspeakable pain on someone I deem fit. He says he's going to break Rollins' jaw and shut him up permanently, break his ribs with kicks, and then rams his head, but he stops himself and says he wants to ram the blonde streaks into the cage. Give him the crimson mask, of course. As the beating ends, so will your reign.
Mm-hmm.
So Rollins comes out with J&J. He plays the human chess game better than anybody. And makes the line, as good as you are, I'm that much better. So Randy Orton...
Where have I heard this promo before?
You know...
Like Triple H.
Yeah.
Damn good.
It's funny, because you mentioned Triple H, and then Randy Orton becomes Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
I'm gonna RKO every son of a bitch I see. In those words.
Which wasn't entirely true.
No, he didn't.
Because he didn't RKO Eva Marie.
In another way. So...
Thank God JoJo wasn't announcing tonight.
Oh, God. Oh, that would have been priceless. He says, he promises he's going to RKO everyone, which he lies. Randy Orton lies. News at 11, Randy Orton's a liar.
He's up there with Brian Williams.
Yeah, pretty much. So, we get our first actual match of the evening. It is Dean Ambrose against Luke Harper. Harper comes out and cuts a promo. Something I've been missing.
Of sorts.
Hey, that works for him.
No, that's fair, but still of sorts.
Basically, he says, boy, after tonight, you're going to be afraid of me. Okay. They fight. I noticed that Ambrose is wearing the black now, because Harper and Ambrose are basically wearing the same gear for a while.
He's got a new shirt.
He's putting over the new shirt. They fight in the crowd, and Ambrose dives off the barricade. Harper catches him and tosses him in. But of course, he rebounds and hits the lariat. They fight up the ramp. And he basically tosses Ambrose on the LED board at the top. He goes for the sit-out powerbomb off the top. And of course, that obviously would mess him up even worse if he actually hit it. He goes for dirty deeds, does Ambrose as he fights out of it, counters, and Harper gingerly tosses Ambrose off the stage. You remember when that used to be a match ender?
Yeah.
Ambrose is crazy. He does not care. He's used car salesman crazy.
This is CCW. That's what that is.
Exactly. It seriously is.
Yep. It gets better later on, kids. We'll get to that.
So, it's made official for Extreme Rules this Sunday. There is going to be a Chicago street fight between Ambrose and Harper. Smart move.
That wasn't until 2 hours later.
I know. I'm aware of that, but it's in my notes right here.
That was like the best bit. It was like, hang on. This is clearly the one thing you were trying to do on this card to make the crowd do less CM Punk chants.
Get the one guy who actually can get away with doing a Chicago street fight and put him in the ring in one.
Which one?
Both of them.
You said the one guy. It's like,
well, Ambrose is the babyface here. He's the one that the fans are cheering for. And Harper is the guy that everyone knows is the workhorse. And real fans are cheering for him. So it's kind of like the fans are going to be split down the middle. It's Chicago. It's Bizarro World. Don't forget that. They both will probably get a decent reaction on Sunday.
True.
Alright, so Seth is walking with J&J, and they're basically, like, peeking over their heads, like you never know who's going to attack, and all of a sudden they run into the primetime players, and Titus O'Neil barks at him.
Yeah, because it's the only screen time primetime players deserve this week.
They deserve more. They always deserve more than that, but they didn't really get anything. Why were they not a part of the number one contenders match for Cesaro and Kidd? I'll never know.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's the next segment, actually.
Yeah.
So Rollins says, I'll go ahead and wipe the floor with the next person's face I see. And who's the first person he sees? Triple H.
You never know. It might be that desperate.
Yeah, you never know. He says, I'm not scared of Randy. I'll end him. I'll handle him. But what about Kane? What are you going to do about Kane? When Kane gets here, we'll talk, is what Triple H says. He looks at J&J, looks at Triple H, and says, I think I can use some more security. And Triple H says, he's only one guy. Proving that, well, then again, Randy Orton did beat the tag team champions by himself, so it's possible.
Yeah, he's single-handedly the tag team champion.
Yeah, no comment about that. Speaking of the tag team champions, their number one contenders to the tag team titles is actually going to be the next match. It's the Lucha Dragons against the New Day. And New Day showing some heelish side, finally. It's Big E and Kofi Kingston this time around. I really like this finish here, because when Sin Cara and Kalisto hit stereo moonsaults on the New Day, and they tried to get Sin Cara back in the ring, Xavier Woods comes out from under the ring, kind of like Hornswoggle grabbing the foot, to prevent them from getting back in the ring.
That's all you need to know. Xavier Woods is Hornswoggle.
Oh God, I didn't mean to say it like that.
That's all you need to know.
No.
That's how it should be said.
Oh God.
That's a guy who was brought in. That's what you get for being a TNA talent.
Oh. I guess suffer the consequences. So Randy Orton comes in because why not? And he RKO's Xavier Woods. And he goes for the pop-up one on Kofi, and it doesn't really come off very well, and he barely gets it, but he still works.
It's because he knew what was coming later. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Big E is the smartest one of all. Xavier Woods is a PhD, and Big E Langston is the smartest one of all. Because he runs.
Little known fact.
Little known fact, yeah. Big E runs. I was thinking there was a possibility, actually, that Big E was going to end up getting it later on in the night. But it never happened.
Well, for making a jibe to bloody... For making a dodgy jibe to Renee Young, saying she looks like a trailer trash Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, that sucked.
I'm sorry, but have you seen Kirsten Dunst's tits?
Yes,
I think Renee wins in that category. Sure, Dean Ambrose will agree with me.
Kirsten Dunst is a bias for me because of Elizabethtown. Spoiler to anybody watching in November for pop videos.
Clearly, Big E has not watched Melancholia.
I was bringing that up, actually. But I wanted to talk about Elizabethtown first. It's made an announcement that one of the worst possible ideas for a match on Sunday is going to actually happen. Last man standing, Roman Reigns and the Big Show. Hashtag Owen still doesn't care.
Yeah. Hashtag so does half of the world.
Oh, God. So we get our next match, and I actually called this match, too.
Actually, hang on. On the tag team situation...
Go ahead.
It's a heel versus a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be a draw. I wonder why they put it on the pre-show.
I was going to bring that up later, the fact that Mountain Dew presents the tag team division. Yeah, seriously. We're going to kickstart the night with the tag team titles.
We're going to kickstart it with a match that doesn't deserve to be on the main card.
Oh my God.
That's what it means.
Every single superstar to ever hold those championships is just fuming mad right now. But it's the WWE Tag Team Division. Not surprising. So, Fandango makes his return as a babyface, just like I predicted 2 years ago.
Who didn't even get over.
He got a decent reaction, but it wasn't very heavy. We'll see what happens when he get in another city. Albany wasn't a really great crowd, honestly.
And considering it's Albany,
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Islanders are playing, and I think the Rangers might have been as well, but...
They were.
Well, hockey isn't that important. Is it?
I don't know.
I said that because now I'm going to get death threats.
Thankfully, I get those on behalf of someone that used to work for this channel, not somebody that does.
Oh.
Thankfully. So he faces off against Axelmania, brother. I love Curtis Axel. I've been singing the praises of Curtis Axel for a long time.
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules, exactly. And he won't even be on the freaking card. He needs to come out and get squashed by somebody or something. He could face Neville, man.
What happened with Fandango?
What? Rematch?
What happened with Fandango?
I want to... okay. So there's a dance-off, basically. It's kind of short-lived. Curtis Axel, to his credit, it's the little things, Ashley. It really is. Did you notice the Ravishing Rick Rude hip swivel?
Oh, of course.
16 years to the day that Rick Rude passed away, he does the hip swivel. And don't forget the colossal tag team that Mr. Perfect and Ravishing Rick Rude were in the WWF.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely perfect.
Damn right.
Place them one.
Hey, Kurt Hennig's my favorite wrestler of all time, and Rick Rude's right up there, so... Hashtag get Rude into the Hall of Fame. Did you notice that Axel broke out the Alex Wright dance for a second?
For a minute, I thought Free Count was going to happen. I'm getting worried.
The only way that's going to happen at this point is on maybe an Omega show.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, this match is short, straight and to the point. Axel, of course, gets his leg kicked out because that works a lot. Fandango hits the Falcon Arrow, which I need to name soon. He heads up top for what I used to call the Perfect 10, but I guess now he's going to steal Disco Inferno's name for it and call it the Last Dance.
God damn it, Engelbert Company, they're stealing your shit.
I'm telling you yeah, no lie. Right now, there's a guy or girl, could be either one, that is unemployed at this moment. Did you catch that at the end of the match?
No, I'm trying to remember.
Somebody played the Balamos ripoff that Fandango was using when he was a tango guy, when he was the last gimmick he did.
Oh, yeah, and then they realised, oh, we're going with the other music. Unless they did it on purpose, because then when the crowd heard the music they liked, they went, hey!
Nah, I think someone just screwed up. And as someone that has ran music before, certainly a lot less high-tech than WWE does things, it can be hard to catch that, but you gotta be dumb to really not pay attention to what's going on. So, that's the end of that. Triple H's big segment's up next because we can't go a week with... Well, we couldn't go a week without Triple H doing a long promo, but he's been gone for 2 weeks, so he's out of practice.
Totally ruined your pitch.
Yeah. So he puts over Tough Enough. And if you really put over Tough Enough, if you look at who's still with the company, that won, or even competed in Tough Enough, The Miz, Ryback, Cameron. Where's everybody else? Obviously, Jomo's doing well for himself. And
yeah.
Josh Matthews is actually doing well for himself.
Yeah.
Chris Nowinski's basically a spokesman now, so he still technically works for the company.
Chris Nowinski screwed up Seth Rollins this week.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, we'll talk about that. We'll get to that in a bit. Don't worry. That's one thing we actually can talk about here on this. So, he puts over Tough Enough starting June 23rd on the USA Network. 10 men and 5 women. I'm sure at least 5 of those are probably going to be indie stars, if I had to guess.
May not be.
I've heard rumors that they're looking at people to do Tough Enough just so they can find a way into the company.
Considering everything that's happening, one name I'm going to throw out there, considering it was inevitable that she was going to go to the E anyway, probably is Tessa Blanchard.
That's a good bet, actually. And personally, my choice for Tough Enough would be Matt Burns in Asylum. I'm a big fan of the Flatliners.
There's opportunity.
Because they did really well. They went to TNA Gut Check, and they did okay, but they wouldn't take them as a team. They wouldn't take them as singles guys, so they didn't go.
Yeah.
But other than Tough Enough, Triple H had something else in mind. Kane comes out to give his 2 weeks' notice.
Where was Hugh Grant?
Huh?
Where was Hugh Grant?
Or she Grant? Yeah, no lie.
And Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock's a little busy right now. Hugh Grant would have been a little bit more believable.
Banana.
Yeah. Very soon.
Weirdly, that has double meaning.
That's in a couple segments, sir. Okay. So Triple H stops and was like, no, don't do something that you're going to regret. Let's work this out. Rollins comes out with J&J, and of course, he takes offense to what Kane said. He's like, let him quit. You know what? Screw him. Goodbye, good riddance. Or, since I just watched The Sound of Music the other day, Auf Wiedersehen.
Adieu.
Yes. Triple H plays mediator, and Rollins calls Kane a coward. Kane does one of the greatest things I've seen from Kane ever. I saw some great fire, pun not intended, from Kane here. He called Rollins a spoiled punk. He says, I handed you Money in the Bank myself. Hell, we could have made El Torito champion.
We could have made Dean Ambrose champion, or even El Torito.
I thought the Torito thing was great.
I now want somebody to do that in their universe on WWE 2K15.
Can you?
Oh, I think you can create El Torito. You've just got to shrink him down to make him look like a midget.
Fair enough. But Triple H comes to his aid and says, you know what, no one has been more loyal to the Authority than Kane. So in your cage match, basically, Kane's going to be the gatekeeper. Here's my question, Ashley. Who's the keymaster? Stephanie?
Rick Moranis.
Yes. That is always the correct answer.
Cue that Spaceballs joke reference in the second track.
Yes. Triple H says, you know what, you might want to get on the same page really fast. And Rollins reluctantly shakes Kane's hand. Triple H reminds him after the break that Kane is corporate now, and he's not about hellfire and brimstone. Kane says he's going to prove that he still is. Triple H tells Rollins he needs to prove that he's the man, so tonight he's going to get the match that they promised last week, and it's going to be Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler one more time. Purists that have been long-time old-school wrestling fans gotta love the fact that the WWE Championship is on a guy right now that's under 220 pounds. I don't care, but some people do.
Nobody cares, in all honesty.
Vince McMahon does. Okay. Then we had a match between Naomi. First off, before I say anything else, Naomi needs new music if she's going to be a heel.
It wasn't that much of a problem for Tyrus.
Yeah, this isn't a heel music for like a bad girl. This is just like a fun-loving babyface theme. She should be teaming with Bayley with this music.
Yeah, but here again lies the problem. Heel versus heel.
Oh no, Ashley. Apparently Brie is a babyface now, and they're going to push Nikki as a babyface too. Because, why not? Oh my god. Another thing too.
Not a single damn will be given on Sunday if Naomi wins.
Oh yeah, she's not going to win, don't worry.
Oh, I think she will.
I don't know. It's more money overall in a program if you have the babyface chase, but you really have to justify Nikki Bella is a babyface after all the heinous stuff she has done.
Two of your the tag team and the women's, both heel versus heel matches. If it does happen at the pay-per-view.
I don't...
Considering all the matches that they've announced, there's clearly enough room to put one in.
Well, considering the fact that there's a good possibility the Intercontinental Championship is not going to be on the line.
Well, we'll have to see. I believe everything JBL says.
I think Barrett's taken...
I want to get to that promo bit because I think JBL just did something that not many people have done.
I'll tell you right now, Ashley, I think that Barrett's taken the title back.
Well, we'll see. Let's get on. Let's continue on.
Naomi and Brie Bella, they actually gave it a good amount of time. The only problem was it was slow and plodding, and it didn't really work very well, and only got the crowd into it for the finish.
Yeah, it's a good match, but the crowd wasn't into it because it's who am I supposed to get behind? They're both heels.
They were trying to chant for Brie, but I don't know.
When you do Brie mode, you look like Roman Reigns, so that'll make you immediately make the fans boo.
Yeah. So, of course, because Naomi is a heel and still uses the funk music, she has to win with the rear view, which should also not be used as a heel. She needs a new finish. And I'm not talking about that side head drop thing she's been using, which is absolutely abysmal. And I think the split-legged moonsault's way too flashy for a heel. She's got to have something impactful, and she doesn't really have anything. Give her a DDT variant. Everybody else has got one in the Divas division.
Well, because they're all heel. That's part of the problem.
Give her a scissor. No, that's Alicia Fox move, even though she almost kills people with hers. I don't know, Ashley. What do you think would be a good, impactful finisher for Naomi as a heel?
Go the old Stu Hart route, a low blow.
That actually happened on NXT inadvertently this week.
Yeah.
So,
even if you're a woman, you have to master the art of the low blow.
Very true.
Apparently, getting hit in the vajayjay hurts just as much as the balls.
Yeah. I don't have one or anything, but I've been told by others that it does hurt. Okay.
I'm very good authority.
This got very uncomfortable fast. Okay, so we get a shot of catering, and immediately the inside internet wrestling fan of me has to giggle out loud because I don't see Adam Rose or Zack Ryder, so that's a good sign. I do see Heath Slater and Eric Rowan, and Slater starts bragging about he's going to win the United States Championship in the John Cena Open Challenge. You knew what was going to happen right there. And it did. He got RKO'd.
Number 3.
Only 3. It seems like there should be a lot more if he said he's going to hit everybody.
The only thing I have to say is at least somebody tossed the salad.
Yeah. So many references can be made right now, and I'm totally not going to.
Especially when they mentioned what's the salad dressing.
Yeah.
They did bring that up.
I heard that.
I'm not going there, but oh.
Okay, speaking of not wanting to go there, let's talk about Roman Reigns in the ring. He says, I don't feel like talking, and everybody's like, yay! He's like, I feel like fighting. So he calls the Big Show out, and he gets Bo Dallas instead.
Weirdly, this promo worked.
I think it worked great. Bo Dallas just owned him on the mic.
With the whole Tebow line as well.
Well, I don't get that, because obviously I don't know sports, but
well,
I mean...
I think he was... I don't know if it's the Jets or the Giants, and now the rumour is he's going to the Philadelphia team, the Flyers, I think.
Eagles?
Ice hockey.
Eagles, maybe?
Yeah.
That's a guess, huh?
Obviously playing on that, but it was also just the fact that, you know, it's as if Bo is trying to get Roman over, and it's like, this isn't the way to try and get Roman over. But Roman managed to do it himself.
Well, Bo...
The way he treated Bo Dallas.
Bo was rocking the Bo stash. His sweet goatee. I'm digging it. He gets one of the lines of the night that made me laugh out loud. Bo says Roman looks like Outback Jack and Kevlar.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So he gets Superman punch, which misses by a mile. Which gets booed by the crowd, by the way. Because they were buying into Bo Dallas.
They wanted a Batman versus Superman punch.
Yeah.
They actually wanted him to look down and have red eyes.
God.
Basically, Roman had to sleep not very long.
Yeah. So he got booed for it by the crowd. And then the spear, and he says, I will be the last man standing. And he looks down at Bo Dallas laying on the canvas and says something that actually made me laugh. Bo, leave that.
Well, no, he was going to go, and you can, but... And then looked at him.
Yeah.
And you can believe that.
See, that's the personality of Roman Reigns that I want to see. That he's not been able to show very well.
At least he didn't cock his fist. In more ways than one.
Dear God, can he stop cocking his fist, please? It's really hard to explain this to people that just watch me watching wrestling, to see a man with long, wet hair cocking his fist.
Just be thankful he isn't fisting his cock.
That comes later.
What? What?
Hey, you made a Batman reference. I had to go full force.
Good Lord, welcome to Craigslist, everybody.
This is Sir Owen Disney unhinged. But I still don't curse on here.
Oh, we can put you on that Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV thing that starts next week on the network.
Don't get me started on that. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure I saw Randy Newman at The Sound of Music yesterday.
What?
It wasn't him, but it was like when I saw David Crosby at the airport. It wasn't him, but it might as well have been.
Wow.
So here comes Sheamus, and I can say this on podcast now because I didn't say it last week, and it's hard to say on Twitter, so I want to explain this. Have you heard Sheamus's new music?
Yeah.
Okay. Finn Balor, the way his music goes, the CFO theme that Finn Balor does, because apparently CFO does everybody's music now. Apparently, they're this generation's version of, like,
Motorhead.
No, that's not what I was going with. I was going to go with Jim Johnston, but...
Johnston's second in command. That's what you think.
I was going to go with Jim Johnston, but it's okay. Yeah.
Well, he still wrote the thing. He just didn't...
It is Finn Balor's music by way of AFI, and it sounds so much like Miseria Cantar, the old CM Punk music from Ring of Honor, that it is staggering when I hear it. Someone mash those songs together, because I really want to hear what it sounds like. So, Sheamus is coming out, and I'm thinking, oh god, who's he going to face? Wait a minute, we're in New York. Oh no. And sure enough, O-Radio comes on, and here comes Zack Ryder.
No. We hate this.
I love...
Hang on, no. Hang on. I need the right effect. Give me a second.
Oh god.
Attention. This is a jobber alert. Attention.
You need that in a couple segments, by the way, too. So yeah, Sheamus hits the brogue kick at the bell, and he tosses Ryder over the top, just beats him around a little bit. He continues to mock him on the microphone, hits the brogue on the floor, and he drops the Russell Crowe line again. Which apparently makes you happy every single time it happens.
I just want him to use more Russell Crowe lines now.
I don't think he knows anymore.
My name is Jobber.
Jesus.
If he does that, he's won the internet.
I will buy a Sheamus shirt that day if he does that. So he ties Ryder up in the corner, and the fan in me was thinking, Ryder's going to win this because Ziggler's going to interfere, or he's just going to make a mistake, and then after the match, Ryder's just going to get obliterated. Not necessarily. He ties him up in the corner, he goes for the brogue kick, and he charges in, Ziggler slides in, hits the zigzag, and Sheamus powders.
Well, he cuts the promo pretty much, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The entirety, he just goes... See, I could win the match here, but due to the script that I've been given...
Yes. I must say what the Hollywood writers have told me to say before I continue to beat his ass.
Because these are the days of our lives.
Jeez. So, apparently we're getting a... Oh, dear God, really? A Kiss My Arse match at Extreme Rules?
A Father Ted match.
Uh,
A Father Ted match.
God. Wow.
It's Bridget Brennan up the arse match. That's what this champagne.
Jesus. At least it's not Krista Joseph.
Wow.
They could have done that. I like the guy, but he was Big Dick Johnson, so... So, this could have an interesting finish.
Yeah, I don't know. This is apparently what counts as extreme.
Well, we do have a couple of Extreme Rules matches, and this one is actually coming up next. John Cena comes out for his open challenge. Of course, he challenges anyone, and he ends up dropping the line underdog, and people that are trying to make a name for themselves. And immediately the internet explodes and thinks that Neville Man's coming out to accept. Nope. No Neville this week.
Although it is somebody that knows all about red.
Yeah. So Kane comes out, and Jesus, seriously, I understand that the final babyface run of Kane is going to be what gets him to wear gear and a mask again. I get that 100%. But in the meantime, public service announcement. Kane, stop looking like a deadbeat dad who became a backyard wrestler.
Where's Tim Allen when you need him?
He looks like a, oh my God, he looks like a Jehovah's Witness that doesn't care anymore.
Jesus is coming, look busy.
Yeah. No, it's just John Cena. And...
Oh, that reminds me, there is some ridiculous Flash game that's out now.
Oh really?
Hang on. I need to quickly get this on. You give your thoughts and I'll find out. I know it's on Laura Kay's channel.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's talk about Cena and Kane real quick. Kane was showing a lot more fire in this match, pun not intended, that he has been in quite a long time. He misses the charge. Kane gets hit with a proto bomb, which props to Cena for hitting it because he looked like he wasn't going to get him up for it, but he did. The 5-knuckle shuffle, of course, is stopped with a goozle, choke slam, 1-2, and a kick out. Cuts the throat, goes for the tombstone, gets countered, and the AA does connect this time for the 3 count. And you see Rollins and J&J laughing hysterically in the back. So Renee's in the back with The Miz. And The Miz is talking about everything that's going down with his brand and the fact he's going to beat Sandow and the fact that he made him and he's the reason why he has a job in the company and puts over his movie that's coming out soon. And that brings JBL to make a really stupid line on commentary. So between that and Furious 7, it's going to make over $1 billion in tickets. The Miz's movie's not going to theaters, JBL.
No, it is. Porno theaters.
Oh, God.
Just get the Summer Rae bits and just...
Hey, now.
Put the Debbie Does Dallas musical.
You can send that to Suro and Disney, care of here. So, this, of course, is interrupted by Renee basically being told that Byron Saxton is with John Cena. Okay. So this gives basically Cena a chance to just cut a small promo, and he ends up getting attacked by Rusev. And Rusev wins the internet for the night by putting the chain across the face of Cena in the Accolade and giving Cena's face the most gruesome grimace I've seen in a long time. So it's official that the Russian chain match is going to be it's going to basically be a strap match.
Yeah.
Touch all 4 corners to win.
It is now, yeah.
Which
might be something different, but no, it's a strap match.
Which basically means, just like all in the history of man, the heel's going to touch, drag, with Cena touch back, and then Rusev's going to touch and drag, and then they're going to end up doing that, and Cena's going to hit the AA and hit the final buckle, and he's going to win.
So the game is called John Cena's Sexy High School Adventure.
What is this?
And
what is this?
Clearly somebody's had too much use of Microsoft Clip Art.
Oh, God.
And Microsoft Paint. And,
what is this?
Yeah, it's... If you search Laura Kate and find her channel,
okay,
you will find it as the most latest video from Monday, the 20th of April.
Okay, so yesterday.
So yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, John Cena's Sexy High School Adventure. Apparently, you can. I don't know why I'm clicking on this. It's a downloadable visual novel with the plot. Fuka-san has had enough of being bullied, so he hopes that in his new school he'll make lots of friends. Will he be the most popular student? Can he make it in time for prom? So the titles are... So the features are 7 endings, hot scenes, funny scenes, tough scenes, updated with longer game because there is a new game plus. What? New characters, new endings, and new music.
What is this?
It's actually a zip file, so you can it's not a Flash. It looks like as bad as a Flash game. It's not a Flash game. It's the thing you have to install.
I will be playing this in the next day or so.
Basically, every picture you see, the teacher Cena is the same picture of Cena that you see at the start, just with a dodgily drawn tie on and glasses. It was basically drawn by a 4-year-old.
So that's his Clark Kent, right?
Yeah, but then you've got the one with like the Antichrist sign on his chest, like an angry face. And then like the nerd one has got like an angry video game nerd white shirt on.
Oh my god.
Glasses and a pocket protector with pens in.
This sounds
And
amazing.
a tie.
This sounds amazing.
Thank you, Laura Kay.
Yeah, I'll be watching this very soon.
42 megabytes, so you should do a let's play of it.
I don't know how to do that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess she's done a let's play for us, so you can just watch that. And
That'll
then
work.
play it yourself and go, somebody did this.
Okay. Up next we had the battle for the Miz brand. It's the Miz against Damien Mizdow,
Which I saw coming.
who made me super happy because he brought Summer Rae out.
Yeah, but then I saw it coming.
Everyone saw this coming. Ray Charles saw this coming.
No, he did.
He still saw this coming. Seriously. So, of course, Summer ends up turning on Sandow. Big shock there. Skull-crushing finale connects, and he gets on the mic after the match is over. He says one last time, I'm the Miz, and I'm RKO number 4.
Did you notice, though, that earlier on when Miz was plugging the DVD and then they cut to Cena getting beaten down by Rusev in the back?
Mm.
When he was holding up the Blu-ray case, he was covering up Summer Rae's face.
I noticed he was.
And only showing the Miz. It's a nice little touch.
I'm a Miz guy. I always have been. Sorry, it's just that's me. But the question is, where does Damien Sandow go from here?
I don't know. He's clearly got momentum behind him.
He really does, but he's not Mizdow anymore. He's back to Damien Sandow.
Yeah, but that gimmick was getting over anyway.
I know it was.
Why else do you think he had a pretty damn good match with Cena when he lost his
That match was
Money in the
awesome.
Bank match?
That match was. I remember calling that match on that Raw. That was awesome.
It was an impressive match.
I was so mad when Cena won. I knew it was going to happen, but it sucked. So yeah, I think Sandow will come back and he'll be better for it and everything. Miz will go away to do the filming as Santa's Little Helper, and when he comes back, I think they have like maybe a short feud or something if they want to do that. Even though they seem like they've exhausted everything you can do with this storyline, but maybe they'll just drop it and then Sandow will come back and they'll push him in a different direction.
Yeah.
Put him in NXT. Send him to NXT for a while. Rejuvenate him.
For a minute, I thought, Miz was going to lose it, and then he can actually come out of it. He can come out for a new gimmick for the first time in 5 years.
See, it's the thing with Mike Mizanin, though. He's been the Miz since day one, so I don't think they'd ever change the gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think that Miz was going to lose. I thought somehow, some way, by hook or by crook, he was going to win. But when it comes down to it, Damien Sandow, you can still push him. You just have to do something and change his character around a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, send him to NXT. Let him work there for a bit. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
He could be Alex Riley's buddy against Kevin Owens.
No, because then we're... No. just no.
It gets me a Sandow Owens match. I'd be happy with that. The match would be really good. So Bray Wyatt's finally on camera, considering the fact he doesn't have a match for Extreme Rules after he faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And he's still playing the pronoun game to try to get us to figure out who he's targeting. It's Roman Reigns. I'm pretty sure this is Roman Reigns. This could be Mark Henry, but I don't think that's high profile enough.
It could be Roman. It could be Orton.
That would work too.
It could be Bryan.
Bryan would be great, but I don't know if that's going to happen right now.
Could be Ziggler.
That would be good. I'd like that. It could be Ryback at this point too.
It's the whole Face of Fear thing, which doesn't fit. Then again, he's not trying to replace. He's not trying to say that this person was the Face of Fear.
No,
but The Undertaker was. So
this still could be this. Yeah, it could be about a bunch of people. I would think that Bray Wyatt gets involved at Extreme Rules on Sunday to cost someone a match, and that leads to his next program. That's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know, we'll see.
So, you want to break out your jobber alert again?
Oh, there we go. We'll do it the special way.
All right.
Attention. Attention. This is a jobber alert.
I should play Cesaro's old theme right now. So it's Ryback against Adam Rose. And oh yes, Adam Rose is rocking the funkin' Virgil tights. Props to Ryback for breaking out the over-the-shoulder boulder holder again. Haven't seen that in quite a while. I think the last time he was using it was his series with Punk.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Meat hook, shell shock, Adam Rose is destroyed. So the Rosebuds hit the ring, and there's a hot dog and a banana. And they attack Ryback. And Ryback makes them both eat the meat hook, and they take the double shell shock. And Ryback says off mic, just so people could barely hear him, it's funny because it's food. And then he drops a John Cena Roman Reigns joke.
Yeah.
What did the banana say to the hot dog? Nothing. Because they got their asses shell-shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Renee's with Kane. Anytime I see Renee Young, I'm happy. She's always a very bright spot on the show. I really wish that they would kick somebody to the curb on the announce team and bring Renee in, because she is an amazing commentator on NXT.
Mm-hmm. So what did Renee have to say?
She basically is there as Kane reveals that J&J were mocking Kane on Twitter, talking something about like depends and just stupid sophomore crap.
When he said social media and Seth Rollins, I thought that Seth tweeted a Kane dick pic.
God,
no.
I hope not.
Big Dick Johnson.
Oh, Lord. That's the second time we brought him up here. Isn't he the guy that's actually behind Lucha Underground? Like, doing, writing for them?
I think he's somehow involved, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Chris Joseph was working for Lucha Underground, but I'm not positive on that. I'm a little behind on indies right now. That's your Steve's, not mine, right now. So, Kane and Seth are arguing, and out of nowhere, Seth says, "I'm sorry." Which gets a fan in the crowd to say, "Oh? What?" He's like, "You know what? This whole Randy Orton thing's got me on edge. I appreciate what you've done for me, and tonight I'm going to dedicate my match against Dolph Ziggler to you.
How dedicated is that? That's nice.
Let's talk about this, shall we? Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins is your main event for Raw. A suitable main event. It really is.
Yeah, pretty. It's nice to see the main event.
Very much so. We come back from the last commercial break. Rollins, of course, has a chin lock on. Dolph punches his way out. Rollins charges him with a forearm in the corner. Hits the leaping knee drop off the ropes, gets a 2 off of that. Backdrop suplex gets a 2 off of that. He mounts him with the punches, starts stomping away. Back to the chin lock. Dolph counters with a jawbreaker. Charges in. Dolph gets the high elbow up. Charging splash misses. Rollins goes for the backdrop, float over from Ziggler, ducks the clothesline, hooking clothesline, and charging splash in the corner, going for the reverse neck breaker, gets shoved off. So Rollins goes for the round kick, and it gets ducked. Exclamation point DDT is connected when it misses the first time. Goes for the name dropper, which misses, and he rolls him up 1-2 and a kick out. Goes for the Avada Kedavra, but of course it's countered, caught, and Rollins hits basically his Ghetto Blaster, gets a 2 off of that. He sets up for the buckle bomb, and it gets countered into an awkward sunset flip, actually. Gets a 2 off that. Rollins charges in, eats the super kick, near fall right there, and of course, he's setting up for the zigzag, which normally gets swatted off. That's normally how it works. Sheamus comes out for a distraction, and Rollins ends up hitting him with the buckle bomb. And what normally happens after this, Ashley? We get a curb stomp.
Mm-hmm.
That did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
Rollins finishes him with a falling STO hammerlock DDT. That's the best way I can describe it. And that's it.
In the pre-show they were going hashtag steel cage or hashtag no RKO.
Uh-huh.
Should have been hashtag no curb stomp.
So, we've only seen the legitimate curb stomp in WWE. I'm not talking American History X curb stomp. I'm talking like the legitimate, like Super Dragon style curb stomp in WWE a very small amount of times. The match with Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble, Bryan hit it on Bray, which looked awesome, by the way. And when Nova was doing Simon Dean, he was using it as a setup move in the SmackDown days. Rollins is using the blackout now, which is not a real curb stomp to wrestling vernacular, and certainly not the move I was using as a manager. But it's now been officially banned. That news came out earlier today, actually.
Yeah, not from WWE. But,
No. No.
Various places are seeming to hint that basically because of all the issues with head trauma and everything, they're just not taking the risk.
I mean, it's not safe, but it is at the same time. Like, obviously, you take it the wrong way, you're probably not going to get up. Obviously. And people are spiking like an exclamation point on it, which is going to make even more trouble in the long run.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a shame, but then again, a move doesn't make a guy.
No.
It can, but it doesn't. So after the match is over, Triple H comes out, and Rollins ends up finally running down Kane. Kane finally comes out, and I knew right here, because the cage was starting to drop, I was like, wait a minute. Kane's a distraction, and Rollins is going to get stuck in the cage with Orton. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but it wasn't exactly what happened. I think people were just expecting a normal finisher.
Not necessarily.
I didn't expect what he did.
Rollins tried to escape, and of course, he was on the top rope, and he ended up getting RKO'd off the top rope, and that was pretty much the end of that.
Orton literally just pulled him off the top rope and
Yeah.
gave him an RKO. It's like, God damn it, you two.
This timing is...
Stop doing the fancy RKOs. Oh, wait, no, don't do that, because that makes it even more awesome.
The regular one means nothing now. It's like, hey, that got a 3 count? That wasn't off the top rope or off a spaceship or anything like that. No.
This one didn't even get a count.
No.
Got a Hulk Hogan rock and wrestling promo.
Oh, Jesus. With the announcers awkwardly trying to put over everybody on it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hey, kids. You know who Mr. Fuji is? No?
No.
Don't watch.
That was that guy that sold me tickets in a movie theater in Tennessee. That's the truth, by the way. Fuji works as a movie theater usher.
Well, did.
He did at one point, yes.
I don't think he does it now.
No, I don't either, but he did at one point. So I thought that was rather interesting. I wonder how many WWE superstars have worked in a movie theater at one point in their life.
Plenty of them, probably.
I'm sure they did. It's a nice high school job. And I've been there for almost 20 years. Anyway.
Who means High School Musical when you can have high school cinema attendant?
Yeah. Yeah, get rid of most of them. Here's the thing. As a go-home show, Ashley, do you think this delivered?
Can I say sort of?
Yeah, I buy that.
It did some of the things it had to do to push the things, and it also made me go, heel versus heel matches.
Yeah.
That's the only issue that I have, really, with the show that's coming up. Oh, and the other thing, of course, JBL.
Go ahead.
They run through the card. JBL, what are your picks? And JBL ruins the entire pay-per-view. Because you know everything that he says is the opposite of what's going to happen.
That is normally correct.
Thanks, JBL. You've made the picks on prediction sites much, much easier.
I'll have to go back and listen to that and try to,
Dolphins on Twitter will just be going, take what Mr. JBL said and reverse it. That's it. That's it.
So, what do we have for do you have the card in front of you by any chance?
I can remember most of it off the top of my head. For the pre-show, we have the tag titles with Cesaro and Tyson.
Okay.
Defending against the New Day, probably of Big E and Kofi.
I would, given facing Cesaro and Kid, I'm guaranteeing it's Kofi and Big E. Cesaro and Kid retain.
More than likely, yeah.
I don't think it's time for them to drop
I
yet.
wouldn't be surprised if they put them over just to piss off the ISEC.
Yeah, a lot of people were up in arms about that.
We have the Kiss My Arse match.
Jesus.
With Ziggler and Sheamus.
This is a really hard stipulation because Ziggler could win this and kill Sheamus's momentum. But if Ziggler loses this, I can't imagine. I can imagine him kissing the boot, but I can't imagine him kissing the behind.
Ziggler's going to win, and Sheamus is just going to beat the shit out of him.
That's what makes the most sense to me. It's like there's not going to be any kissing of anything except for Ziggler kissing the canvas after a bird kick. Yeah, that makes sense. That Ziggler wins and nobody kisses anything.
Unless Sheamus brings somebody along who's unfortunately got the name of ours.
You know, right now, this is a SmackDown match waiting to happen. They're not going to do it. It would be awesome. Given the fact that it was really cool that, since obviously they're real-life best friends and they were doing the whole, they need to face off at WrestleMania back in the day for the United States title, I would love to see Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler take on Sheamus and Wade Barrett.
I'm afraid I got some bad news.
I know. I'd love to see it, though. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen. I don't know. Maybe Zack Ryder... I'm probably thinking too much into this. Maybe Zack Ryder gets involved on Sunday to try to pay Sheamus back for the beating. That makes too much sense.
No.
Doesn't that make too...
Pay-per-view, no.
Yeah. Sad, Pony. Next.
We have the Chicago Street Fight with Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper.
I want Harper to win this.
Everybody wins.
But I think exactly. Everyone wins this.
That's my answer. Everybody wins, including Nick Gage.
Yeah. No, he's getting called out because apparently he's not the man anymore because Rollins thinks he's the man now.
Oh, if only there was promotional crossover.
Oh, you know, if he wouldn't have been in jail, that match probably would have happened. At least once.
Well, no, that wouldn't have. Well,
it might have somewhere.
Possibly with Ambrose, but not with Rollins.
Yeah.
Rollins has never been in CZW.
No, but I mean, who knows where things would have went if Nick Gage didn't go to jail. Maybe it would have changed the world and Tyler Black would have went to CZW for a minute.
What about Drake Younger versus...
that makes sense.
Nick Gage.
Yeah, those are fun matches.
Sami Callihan, possibly.
No, I'm positive. That match would have been really fun.
Then I'm putting this out there because it seems obvious. There's probably going to be a Divas match with Nikki Bella and Naomi.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Where nobody wins.
No.
But I guess Naomi could get the belt.
Yeah, she'll probably take the title, and this will be like when she like snaps and makes the Bellas officially baby faces. I guess. Sure.
No, they'll do clapping. Nao, he sucks. Nao, he sucks. It's harsh because she isn't a bad wrestler.
No, she's not.
The fact that she's turned heel because feelings.
She has a piss poor finish, though. She needs something new. That's always going to bug me. She needs a good finish.
She'll pull out a machete.
That works. What is she, Michonne?
That's Alicia Fox's gimmick coming up.
Oh, God. Foxy literally killing people with scissor kicks makes perfect sense. Okay, John Cena and Rusev in a Russian chain match for the United States title. Obviously, Cena wins.
Yeah.
But where do you go with Rusev after this? Rusev has to beat Cena at some point.
I don't know. You could, depending on which way they decide to go now with Seth, they could try and have Rusev now be the new face of the company. And all of a sudden Rollins sort of turns face.
Rusev could join the Authority.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening.
Just as long as Lana puts her hair down like in those leaked shots.
Yes.
From earlier in the week.
Agreed.
I think that's what needs to happen now. Now that we've seen it.
It must happen always.
Yeah.
No Miz. No Miz on the pay-per-view, I guess.
Well, anything could be added. I think we're only on 5 or 6 matches, technically.
We've got SmackDown still, so we may get something on that.
We got the possible IC title match with Bryan defending against Barrett, but that obviously depends. I think they're purposefully saying that Bryan isn't healthy.
Yeah.
So I think Bryan will probably retain that.
If there's an actual match, Bryan's probably retaining, but if there's no match, I mean, if there's a legitimate issue, I give the belt to Barrett.
Give it to Rusev. He's traded up. He is no longer champion of the United States.
He's the champion.
He is champion of Intercontinent. He is champion of multiple continents. He is champion of he's champion of North America. That's better than the US.
Yeah, it's true.
He's champion in Canada.
Canada too.
Then I think
Roman and Big Show.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it either. Last man standing. The smart money is give it to Roman. But I got a weird feeling Big Show's going to win and push this another pay-per-view.
Considering we're not going to see it again, Roman wins via, Big Show cutting his wrists. Let's make it entertaining.
Can you see WWE going with Big Show to win, like, in nefarious means so they could push this another event?
They did it at WrestleMania. Don't put it past them.
I'm not. That's the reason why I'm worried it's going to happen again.
Because, Big Show really needs to push. At the age of, 48?
Yeah. Main event. I think we're in main event now.
He's a former WCW talent, so technically he shouldn't go over. Isn't that right, Vince?
Oh, God, we don't... WrestleMania review. Watch that if you want to hear my response on that.
I now think Triple H shook his hand because he was just like, I'm sorry, Vince shafted you.
Oh, God. So, are we at the main event now, Ashley?
Yeah, your steel cage, no RKO, no curb stomp.
God.
Kane is the sword and the stone.
Yeah.
Page Master. Pete's Dragon.
Now, obviously, they're not going to take the title off. Huh?
Flubber as well.
Yeah. They're not going to take the title off Rollins yet.
No, and I honestly think because they want to try and put somebody different in, I honestly think Kane might be taking on Rollins at Payback for the belt.
See, what I could see happening is J&J go to interfere and Kane stops them, the "you shall not pass," and he takes them both out, and then Triple H is the one that has to take out Kane. He's like, nothing personal, I was just doing what's best for business. And then Kane ends up facing Rollins at Payback.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But I don't... The thing is, I'm thinking they may drag it out even longer, because if they don't drag it out longer, they can't do the final Kane farewell tour with the mask that leads to WrestleMania 32. And I'm pretty sure that's where we're going.
Yeah, but we've still got another 11 months to do that.
That's the reason why you keep him on the inside, but keep him, laughing whenever something terrible happens to Rollins.
I honestly think you can't have 3 months of Orton and Rollins, though.
No, you can't.
Heading into SummerSlam, where I'm guessing Brock could have his rematch.
I don't know how many dates he has.
Apparently it's more than
Okay.
what he did.
So he has 5 instead of 3. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but that also incorporates more dates on the Raw.
That's
as
true.
Well. It's not... I think it's like one more pay-per-view style match. So that's like 4. And then it's slightly more appearances on Raw, I think.
Okay.
But nothing substantial. It's not going to be a... he's there all the time.
Of course not. That's never going to be like that.
But it makes sense for him to be on a longer deal, because if they are doing Rock Brock 2, they want to do it. They need him to be there more often than every fortnight if they're trying to fill a 100,000 seat stadium.
Personally, what I would like to have happen is during the match on Sunday, is both men are down, the lights go out, and Bray Wyatt attacks both of them.
That's an angle they could go as well.
And then basically what he was targeting is not somebody personally, but the championship itself.
True, but then the other issue is
Got to build him up again.
Where do you go?
You got to build him back up again.
Threat? which always means not as good.
Well, here's another issue, too. If you're going to do anything with Bray Wyatt at this point, I know a lot of people say that with Bray Wyatt's gimmick, like, losses and wins don't matter. But if you're going to ever put the title on him someday, and I think one day they will, they have to build him back up. He can't lose another program. I mean, he lost to Cena, obviously. He lost to The Undertaker. He kind of tied with Ambrose, technically. But he kind of won the feud somewhat, because he won the last match.
Yeah.
But you really have to build him up to have him beat somebody else of worth before you sick him on the championship. And a feud with Roman Reigns would be fine. The only problem is Roman's going to have to go over, and then where do you go from after that?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of unanswered questions right now. I mean, I don't know if we'll get any more answers on SmackDown. I'm sure we're going to have some interesting things to talk about after Extreme Rules on Sunday.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get a live performance from Fall Out Boy.
Oh, God. I like Fall Out Boy, but I don't like that song.
Against Fall Out Boy, it's just most live appearances don't work.
No.
So much so that Wiz Khalifa is now number 1 in the UK charts. Smoking weed on Raw.
If I hear that Flow Rida song one more time, I'm going to go insane.
Oh, the one that sounds like a dodgy La Cucaracha horn on a car.
I think it's really funny to hear Michael Cole call it GDFR. I know that's the name of the song, but it really proves how out of touch Michael Cole is with pop culture. Not as much as JBL, but still.
The German Democratic French Republic, Carl, come on. Of Congo.
Alright. So that's what we've got for this week. Ashley, any last words on Raw this week?
Nothing spectacular.
Nope.
Let's see how things go when we head into The Road to Payback, starring Mel Gibson.
Well, another thing I had an issue with, I understand going to film the movie and everything, but if you're going to blow off The Miz and Mizdow, I would have done it on the pay-per-view. You only had a couple more days.
Yeah.
That was kind of a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, because as if people are going to buy that thing. I want you to go to your local store tomorrow and see how many copies they've got. Then go on Friday and see whether they've got more copies to disguise the fact nobody bought it.
Yeah.
Also, something that did sort of appear apparently on the internet.
Okay.
Jericho's doing a live podcast.
Yeah, it's after SmackDown with Stephanie McMahon.
Which isn't live.
No, it's not. Will the podcast be live, though?
The podcast, I believe, is live.
Yeah, SmackDown's definitely not live. Not anymore. It probably will be once they go back to the USA Network next year.
Yeah, possibly.
And I think that may give me the catalyst to start watching SmackDown again.
Possibly. I keep saying possibly.
Yeah, you never know. Who knows at this point?
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you didn't miss while you were away.
No.
On Raw, Tyson and Natalia were basically at loggerheads. On SmackDown, they're all smooching and mooching. As if, you know, somebody had been to Heisenberg and got too much crystal meth and had a memory loss.
Nice.
I don't know. It's like there were two different storylines going on at the same time.
And then there's NXT World where they're fighting there too, so.
And they also announced tonight that they're doing an NXT event in Albany.
May 16th, they're going to be in Albany.
Yep.
Which, anybody that's watching this video that's in the New York area, in any form, go. I implore you, go.
Fella.
What?
Get your tickets, fella.
Yes.
You should be entertained. And if you are not, blame Sheamus.
Oh my god. NXT Live is awesome. Go watch it. It sucks I don't get to see it again this year. I'm still trying to get to Money in the Bank. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm still trying.
Suddenly announced. We're doing a show in Hollywood at the same time as Hollywood Heights in California.
NXT is going to be the death of the independents.
Well, no, because I don't think NXT will allow Nick Gage.
Oh, God.
For various reasons.
But it's getting to be almost May now, so when do you think we're going to see Samoa Joe?
He's still doing a few indie dates here and there.
Yeah.
But we have got the next set of tapings coming up soon, I believe.
Correct.
So possibly there. And Samoa Joe. The awkward thing is, of course, though, that actually I don't know whether there's any more Samoa Joe sightings to be coming up on TNA in the upcoming months.
No, he's done.
Yeah, but I don't know whether the one night only shows have still got aware that he might have had matches on.
I'm sure he is,
in
actually.
which case, awkward.
They're actually going to be taping at Full Sail on Thursday. This Thursday.
So he would be free. Because I believe he isn't wrestling. I think he's wrestling on the May AIW show rather than the one coming up this weekend.
Okay.
And he isn't in Beyond Wrestling, so he would be free this weekend, I believe. From what I'm aware of.
Is he going to do any more Ring of Honor dates?
No, after the WrestleMania weekend,
Yeah.
that's him done. At least with Ring of Honor.
All right.
Ring of Honor's too busy at the minute with all the whole New Japan stuff.
I've noticed that. So yeah, that's what we've got to look forward to. And that's going to be your Raw recap for this evening. Next week, we're going to be talking Extreme Rules and Raw. Probably two separate videos, most likely, as long as everything works out.
Depending how things work out, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to work. If I have to work, then everything's not going to be out until, like, mid-afternoon on Monday. But your Raw recap will stay the same on Tuesday.
Just tell them all the spoilers for Avengers.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. Considering what the crap I have to watch this weekend. Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm trying to remember what else is coming out.
Well, I will be watching Monkey Kingdom and the Age of Adeline.
Oh. I see.
And, of course, Ex Machina as well.
Well, at least it's a good one.
Yeah. And I just watched The Sound of Music yesterday, so that was an awesome theatrical experience. So, that's what we've got. So, tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit of TNA Impact. They had their Tag Team Gold show, which they had 4 tag team matches to determine the 4 tag teams that would then go into an Ultimate X match to crown the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. So that happened, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Brand new Sip and Snack on...
Confusing.
Excuse me?
Because that isn't confusing.
Oh, no, not at all. Brand new Sip and Snack on Thursday. Totino's via Clout sent me some pizza chips to review, and I'm going to be doing that. Friday, AJ's movie reviews hopefully will not be a day late. If it is, I'll let you guys know in advance on Twitter. Saturday, Ashley returns with Gaming with Ash. It sounds like you may be talking Mortal Kombat, possibly.
Yeah, all the issues that I've been having with it, including a certain UFC fighter.
Alrighty.
And the fact that she got beaten the crap out of this weekend. Perhaps her mind was on somewhere else. And that right, never wrong.
Ooh. Sunday, brand new verses, cryptic comment to be announced. And that's not the comment. We don't have one yet. We'll just have to come up with that later. That's a shoot. I'm not gonna lie. It really is. Monday, NXT, and we're going to talk Extreme Rules. Tuesday, of course, Ashley and I are going to talk Raw the night after Extreme Rules. Wednesday, Impact Wrestling. Thursday, brand new Sip and Snack. We're going to do some root beer. And Friday, AJ's movie reviews. Yes, it finally happens. The Avengers, Age of Ultron, on the 2-year pop-anniversary. May 1st, the official 2-year anniversary of this channel.
Anything else coming out that week? Or are the film people stupid?
God, I hope not. Probably that's gonna be. You'll probably get some limited release stuff on that video as well. We got some other stuff we need to be talking about soon. Ex Machina will be coming out soon as well. So if we don't get it on the video with Age of Adeline and Monkey Kingdom, we'll get it out to you guys with the Avengers. So that's what we've got. So that being said, as always, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And if you'd like to like our Facebook fan page, please do. It is under Suro and Disney Pop, or search for it Suro and Disney and Pop. You can friend request me personally on Facebook at Owen Disney. You can friend request Ashley at Ashley Richardson. Or you could check him out on Twitter at AshIsMyNameUK. Tweet me at Suro and Disney. And I believe you have a Sticks and Flicks email if you need to be gotten a hold of as well.
Yeah, sticks at snsradionetwork.co. Well, I was going to say .co.
.com.
If anybody can tell me what that web address is for.
Sweet.
Is it for barbers?
Yes.
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Thanks, Stephen.
Nice. So, also, you can check out Ashley and the gang on the Whole Indie Show on the SNS Radio Network as well. That's coming up later this week.
With some interesting stuff, and possibly even taking a line from the copybook of Randy Orton with PWGs from out of nowhere.
Sounds good. And that's pretty much what we've got for today. Ashley, thank you once again for joining me for Raw Talk.
No problem.
And
boy, what happened to Billy 227?
And on that note, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.